The security agencies must be given the marching orders to curtail the sustained killings of Nigerians across the country and protect the life and properties of Nigerians, as this is the primary duty of any responsible government. 2, the systemic harassment and humiliation by the executive of perceived political opponents, people with contrary opinions, including legislators and judiciary, by the police and other security agencies must stop. There must be, 3, there must be strict adherence to the rule of law and protection for all citizens by the President and all his appointees. We also hereby reaffirm our earlier resolutions of the vote of no confidence on the Inspector General of Police, who does nothing other than preside over killings of innocent Nigerians and outright disregard for constitutional authority of both the executive and the legislative. And finally, the National Assembly will not hesitate to invoke its constitutional powers if nothing is done to address the above resolutions passed today.
Welcome back, everyone. So the People's Democratic Party, PDP, says the resolutions of the joint session of the National Assembly against President Muhammadu Buhari's presidency is a vindication of his stance under a Buhari administration. The PDP commends the members of the National Assembly for their patriotism and courage in unanimously standing up for democracy, rule of law, national stability and cohesion at this trying time. Well, one thing a lot of people can get out of the decision of the National Assembly after the executive session is that there is going to be perhaps an they're planning to invoke their constitutional power in respect to the impeachment of the president. Is that what can happen? What are the implications of this, the security situation in the country, and all of the perspectives to this? Well, the panel tonight is Honorable West Idahosa from our Abuja studio, a former member of the House of Representatives, and Mr. Adigba, a lawyer and a political consultant. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for your time on the program. There is one thing I wanted to ask you before we went on that break, and the fact is this issue of invoking their constitutional powers. What exactly is that?
They have been invoking their constitutional powers. They've invoked that power to delay the budget. They have invoked that power to refuse in confirming nominees for various positions for the president. The only power left is to impeach the president.
How easy is that?
That's not very easy. I mean, it's a political process, much more than a legal process, because it's politics at play. You have to get the members. There are thresholds, constitutional thresholds, that you must attain, okay? And ultimately, you must get 2/3 members of both houses to sign up for impeachment before the president can be impeached. So that is not going to come too easy. But showing what you see at play here is the aggregate of our values and preferences as a people in the country is what you see at play in the National Assembly.
Let me ask you, Honorable West Idahosa, in all of this, what do you see playing out? You've been in that chamber, you can guess how hot the seat could be sometimes and how frustrating the life of a parliamentarian could be when you do not have a smooth relationship with the executive arm of government. What exactly do you see from a distance?
Well, you know that the National Assembly is the spirit and conscience of the nation. Is the biggest and highest deliberative lawmaking body in Nigeria. And when they see it, they aggregate the feelings and pains of the Nigerian people. So there's no question that the issues are more serious than political. They are about national security, about keeping our democracy on course, about calling government to do the right thing, about fairness and equity, about ensuring an egalitarian society. It's not just about witch hunting the president. This is a serious business. The National Assembly is asking Mr. President, do your job. Take responsibility for the errors of your appointees. If you don't do that, we will release our attack dog in the Constitution.
Honorable, sorry if I may quickly butt in here. Honorable Wesley, sorry, let me quickly ask you this. They've asked, this is not the first time they are passing a vote of no confidence on the IG or any appointees of the president, but nothing has happened. A lot of people, constitutionally speaking, the role of the National Assembly, apart from oversight, is more of an advocacy. Are they in a fix right now?
Well, if you look at Section 1 of Part 3 of the second schedule to the Constitution, you will find out that the National Assembly, whenever it has to make a declaration, must do so by resolutions. It's a matter of a sad commentary on the democracy of our country, that many serious resolutions have been passed and that nothing has been done about it. So it's not about the National Assembly. It's about a threat to the institutions of government. And we must not allow this to happen as a people. Whether we like the present set of members or not, the truth remains that the National Assembly is our national architecture for conscientizing the Nigerian people and pushing our case to the government. I have no doubt in my mind that the decision to undermine these resolutions is itself a show of power, a show of executive power, which is unnecessary and it's hitting the polity. I think that the best thing to do in the circumstances is to reach a consensus, respect each arm of government, and ensure that there is justice and equity for the Nigerian people.